Hello and welcome back to War Thunder. Now, long ago, when I was starting my grind for God of War, I decided that, hey, you know what, I'm going to use ground RB because I can get a lot of kills in a very short amount of time. In comparison to ARB, ground RB is a lot more efficient to grind God of War. Now, how old is this account? I started grinding that in 2021? And now here I am on this account with near 80,000 kills going toward God of War. Now, I keep saying now. Jesus. But basically, I'm a CAS pile. I really love CAS. It's the most efficient way of getting God of War because you can get multiple kills in a single vehicle and you can, well, you have it a lot easier, to be honest. For example, in this match, I am close air support rushing, using the Eastervark in order to rush. I want to say the C point. Now, excuse me there, but there's a Puma right there. What I'm gonna do? Kill the Puma because it'll get me into close air support, and it'll give me a bit more spawn points than just grabbing the point would. Now, yes, I do get killed by a tiger in about a minute, but it's not about getting multiple kills. CAS rushing is all about getting just enough spawn points to spawn the plane that you are most effective in. For example, me, it's a Seafire FR47, you know, the one with the twin-bladed props, and at minimum 4 RP3s, or a couple bombs if you're not that skilled with CAS. But what I'd recommend is actually using the RP3s, because the more you use them, the better you get with them, you know? Now, I've spent a long-ass bloody time grinding close air support. And I see a lot of people using close air support incorrectly. You know, they think it's ARB, so they climb for altitude and they get up to 12,000 feet and then they realize, actually, no, everyone's on the ground. As a couple of pilots are about to find out in a second, after they spawn in. Now, I wasn't intending to go for a revenge kill because the tiger, I believe, is already dead, so that doesn't really matter as much to me. Instead, I see two panthers sitting there, and I get one of the panthers and a flag bus there. I thought the flag bus was dead, but you know, 2 kills with 1 rocket, I'm gonna take it. And I'm also helping out my teammates, that M18 and that something else there. Now, there is another panther there, which I totally missed because I mislead him. Because he was moving forwards. So, you know what, I miss. I roll over, I go for the next target. That next target is going to be a Chinese PT-76, which I'm gonna hit right in the back of the head. I could have used the guns, but they're Hispanos and I'd require a lot more time on target. And I also don't trust the Hispanos. I just can't. Because, well, there's a reason they're called Hisparcos or shit Spanos. They can't be trusted when you most need them. Yeah, they're great against aircraft, but they're not so great against ground vehicles. Even extremely lightly armored light vehicles. Now I'm going to go for this Panther F here. I would have gotten the shot if he were an earlier version of the Panther, but no, I hit the side of the turret and thus it doesn't penetrate because it's got more than, I think, 60mm of penetration on the side. Now the 2 aircraft have just spawned in. Well, they spawned in about 30 seconds ago actually, but they haven't spotted me. And they haven't spotted me because I'm a small target against a big yellow background with lots of little grooves in it. So I'm a lot harder to spot. And this is how you take out people who threaten you in vastly superior planes as close air support. Now, I can't see what that is, so I'm just going to call it a plane. I do get a crit on him straight off the bat because of the Hispano Mark 5s, and then I kill him. And then I turn up for the GU-87. And I'm about to be accused of being a spawn camping arsehole, but I'm not. And joke's on you, I am a faggot, so joke's on you. I'm into that shit. Can't insult me. I like women too, you know? Can't beat me. But yeah, basically, if you're spawning in a plane in ground RB and I'm in a match, or anyone who's relatively good at close air support is in a match, you have to use your eyes, you have to use your brain, you have to go down and get the energy. Because without energy, you're nothing. Yes, your potential energy is great for air RB, but this is ground RB, where kinetic energy is a lot more important, because it allows you to maneuver, it allows you to have energy over your opponent, which is critical. I'm about to smack Tiger right in the head, which is a really nice shot on me. Well done, me. And and I'm about to get killed by a tiger using a machine gun. But back to how to CAS. You need the energy, because otherwise you're not going to maneuver as well as your contemporary on the enemy team who is in close air support. Which is a problem, if you think about it. If you really think, if you are slower than your opponent, you're in a worse position than your opponent, and your opponent can see you, but you can't see your opponent. Where does that leave you? Does that leave you with an advantage? Well, it leaves you an advantage with potential energy and the energy that you could have. But you're also within your enemy's gun sight. For example, back when those two planes spawned in, the Ju-87 and the other thing, they couldn't see me, but I could see them, because they're small black dots on a big blue background. Okay? So they're a lot easier for me to spot than it is for them to spot me. Basic stuff, you know? But anyway, this is close air support. You have to use your brain. You have to use your plane to the most effective. You have to have you have to be able to have ground ordnance, and you have to be relatively good at using your plane. Now, vehicles at 5.3, 5.7 that are, or lower, that are great for close air support up until, you know, you get really good AA, you know, the proxy thing that's at 7.0 or 7.3 for the Chinese is a Russian vehicle that's been borrowed. Sedams, that sort of thing, you know, radar, SPA, etc, 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 the Falcon, blah, 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 blah. Those are all really good AA at their BR. But you don't see them at 5.7 and below. You rarely see a great SPA pilot. So the planes I would recommend that you play within this BR range for most topically the big three, and in Japan, because I've played Japan before, and Italy, the IAR-81C is really good as a premium because it gets 2 big rockets and a bomb, and it's, you know, it's actually a relatively good plane. And it's at a fantastic battle rating that allows you to research the rest of the three. But anyway, vehicles you should get: P-47s, the ones that preferably have HFAR, the I-180s, the I-185s, they're fantastic. They get I think RBS-82s. Yeah, it's an okay rocket and it's hard to aim, but once you get it down, it is fantastic. Now you also have the 109 F4, which gets 1 bomb, and I don't think any of the 109s get rockets. But the Focke-Wulf 190s are great with rockets. Now, you also get, I think, the 110s, and maybe a 410 also gets rockets, but I wouldn't go for them because they're really big targets. They're really easy to shoot down. For the British, you have the Seafires, you have the Spitfires that have... The Seafires and Spitfires that have RP3s. Use them. And for the Japanese, there's a premium, I think, the A6M6 Code, which also gets rockets. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, and I will see you at some point. Ciao! Fly safe.